Hi everyone, welcome to my North Knit Corner. My name is Anne and I come to you from the south of Norway. Here I live with my husband, our 3 boys and our little Jack Russell Terrier called Mokka. And here is my little corner of the internet where I love to share about knitting. So if you love knitting as much as me, I hope that you want to find your craft of choice, maybe a cup of coffee or something else nice to drink, and sit down and spend some time with me. Let's have a nice cozy time together while we talk about what I love, not most of all, but I really love, which is yarn and knitting. So yeah, you are so welcome here today. I have timestamps on my episodes, so it's easy for you to skip back and forth as you please. And I will have information about the things I talk about today in the description box under this episode. So if I forget to talk about something, the chances are you might find the answers there. I hope so. So I'll link to my Ravelry and stuff like that. Yes. Let's get started with the FOs. I don't know about you, but I really love to watch pattern roundups, and now there is so many spring and summer pattern roundups on YouTube to watch, which I love. Not that I need any more inspiration, but I love to see new patterns, and yeah, I love to get inspired. Think about what I can knit. Do I have some yarn in my stash, and so on. And I was watching Laura in Laura Creative Journey. She had a pattern roundup a few weeks ago now, just after my last episode, I think, or my last podcast episode. And she showed a pattern, and I immediately thought that is perfect because I have so much drop saffron left over after my granny square cardigan. I have so much, I bought too much drop saffron, so that's 100% cotton yarn. And she showed the Stornoway tee by Cheryl Mokhtari. And that is what I'm wearing today. Because I immediately went and bought the pattern, and I found the drop saffron that I had. And I had enough left of the chalk color, which is number 72. So I used that for the main color, and then I chose 3 of the colors for the stripes. So I have 5 light blue purple, 4 green, and 66 mustard. And let me tell you, I cast this on and it just flew. I had so much fun knitting this, and it was not meant that I was not going to cast on anything new. I had enough whips on the needles, so I didn't really need anything else, but I felt so inspired and I cast it on right away. And I put everything else aside and I knitted on this. So yeah, so fun because it's a structure and it's stripes, and it can't get any better, I think. I started, you start in the back. It's a top down, but you start in the back with the back in the neck, and you shape for the shoulders. And the thing is, you're supposed to knit with 2 colors in the back. So you start with the main color on the one side, and then in the middle you use one of the contrast colors. So I used the light blue purple, and then on the other side on the end you use the chalk color again, or the main color. So you have to knit, cut your yarn, knit, and put the white back on, or the chalk color again on the other side, and you have to do that for every row. I wasn't going to do that. So I just took 2 balls of white, and I just used a ball for each side, because then I didn't have to cut my yarn. And yeah, that worked out fine, I think, because why make it hard when you can make it easy? And then you just knit in the back for a while, and then you pick up for each shoulder, each front, and knit separately, and then you cast on some stitches for the under the arms, and then you knit in the round. And of course there's structure, so there's a little bit of garter stitch, which means that when you knit in the round you have to purl quite a lot. Again, that's difficult for me. It's not difficult, but I didn't want to do it, so I did a German short row turn every time I had to do a purl row, which meant I could just knit the other way around. Then I did a German short row, and when I was done with the purl side, and then I just changed direction again. So I did that for all of the purl rows. So I don't know if you can see it, but there's some pearls, yeah, some purl rows, quite a lot of them actually. So that went fine, I think, but you can see it under my arm. I think that I have done it. Can you see that there's some big holes here? I don't care. I'd rather have this than had to do a lot of purling, because that would take me a long time to do, and now it just flew by because I just did the German short rows. And here is also where you change for each stripe, so you need to fasten a lot of ends here. So I thought that it didn't really matter, because here it will be a little messy anyway, but it's not too messy. It's fine. So I'm so happy with how this turned out. It's a very cheap project, because of course I already knitted with the yarn, but if I count this as a own project, I used how much yarn? How much did this weigh? 223 grams. So that's under 5 balls of the drop saffron. So this cost me about 100 kroners to knit. How much is that in US dollars? I guess it is maybe $10. I'm not quite sure. Don't quote me on that. But about 100 kroners. That's very cheap for a knitted garment, or the yarn for the knitted garment. Of course, I've used quite a few hours knitting it, so that has its own value as well. And of course, the pattern cost a little bit too. But all in all, it's quite a cheap top, is what I'm trying to say. And it's a very everyday kind of t-shirt, if you know what I mean. I have a few, or not just a few, a lot of tops that I've knitted that I'm very precious about, and I don't want to use them too much in everyday life. So that's stupid, of course, I know, because we should wear our knits, but I am a lot at home, so it doesn't feel quite right to just put it on and go with it here or wear it at home. But this is different. This is like an everyday top t-shirt that I just can, I don't need to be precious about it. It's 100% cotton yarn. It didn't cost me a lot, and it was, yeah, it's like these t-shirts that you have that you just throw on when you're at home, and this is what this gives me, this feeling. Like, it's not it's special, but it's not precious, if that makes sense. So I would love to have more of these kind of tops that's knitted in maybe not the most expensive yarn, but it's just very nice. It looks nice, but it's very easy to to wear at home, and when I'm just doing a little errand, I'm not supposed to be outside for a long time, then I just have to run to the store or something like that. Yeah, so I'm very happy with this. I knitted the size 3, I think. Yeah, I was supposed to knit the size 4 for my measurements, but of course I'm not on gauge as per usual, so I knitted the size 3 instead on needles 2, 25, 2.5 and 2.75 millimeter needles, US 1, 1.5 and 2. Yeah, but next time maybe I should knit size 4. I don't know, but I do feel like it's quite loose and nice. Yeah, I'm not very sure about this color though, because it's a folded down color and it stands a little bit up. I don't know. It doesn't really bother me too much, but maybe next time I will just do a little rib and not a double folded color like this. I don't know. Yeah. And also it says to do Italian bind off with the double, or you do the setup, 2 setup rounds first with the double knitting and then the Italian bind off. I didn't do that for the hem because I didn't bother to, and I had a feeling it wouldn't look too good with cotton yarn. I'm not sure. And then I didn't do it on one of the sleeves as well, but it was very loose and it didn't look too good, so I decided to pick that back up and do the 2 setup rounds and the Italian bind offs on the sleeve. And I think it looks really nice, but it doesn't bother me that I didn't do it on the hem. That's okay, I don't mind. But I felt like it was necessary for the sleeves to make it look nicer. And one thing I've been thinking is maybe I wish I had knitted the sleeves a little bit longer, because I feel like they have an awkward length for me right now. I wish it was, yeah, maybe a stripe more, but I don't know, maybe not. All in all, I'm very happy with this, and it was a very fun knit and a little fun extra surprise knit in from the sidelines. Then I finished a pair of socks. It's my pair number 12 for this year. This is the Weaver Shorty socks. It's by Duchati. And it's a Norwegian yarn shop / hand dyer that has a knit along that's called half 12 in 26. I've talked about it before. It's a sock knit along, and before it's been called 12 in 24, 25. They have had this knit along for years, but they used to have 1 pattern each month, so 12. But this year they only have 6 pairs to knit and 2 months to knit it, so half 12 in 26. Yeah, that's fun, and I'm joining in on that. So this is the sock for May and June, which is the Weaver Shorties by Duchati. And it has this basket weave motif. And a very fun heel that was new to me, which is called the Samba heel. And you can see there are no holes. I think it looks great. This was really fun, and it's made by doing short rows and increases. And there's no you don't have to pick up for when you knit the heel flapping gusset and you pick up the stitches and everything. You don't have to do that at all, so that's fun. And it's a heel that really fits my heel. It's a heel that fits my heel very well. Yeah, so I really like this. I knitted it in drop snor. in the color 9 Deep Ocean on needle 2mm US 0, and they weigh 60 grams. My last FO today is, it's an FO, but it's also an ongoing project. It's my temperature blanket. I'm knitting a square each month with different colors for different temperatures. I'm sure you heard about temperature blankets before. And I am just knitting a square. So I knit a square from the middle and out. And I'm using a tutorial by Very Pink Knits, which is wonderful. And for May, I have this square. I'm knitting in Drops Charisma, by the way, on 3.5mm needles, US 4. So this is the square for May. It's been milder weather, warmer weather in May. So we are in the yellow and the red. And it's been between 15 and 23 degrees Celsius. So we started with over 20, is it? Am I lying? No, not. This is not 20. This is like 17, 18 degrees, and then the red is over 20 degrees. And then there was a lot of 15, 16 degrees here, and then it's been a little bit warmer again, which is, it's so fun to have these squares to look at. I can see on every square that the temperature is getting warmer, and I'm expecting that I will see when I come to fall that it's going the other way again. So that's fun. Yeah. I am using Sandnes Perfect for the borders. And I'm not sure if I'm going to use that as a border around the whole blanket when it's done, or if I'm going to use another color. I haven't decided yet. So please give your opinion if you have one, because on some of the squares there's just this small white or marzipan, I think the color is, around, because it's 31 days. So then I only have one stripe around, but for February it's very wide because it's only 28 days. So I'm not sure if I want that to be the border color, or I should maybe get another one, but I don't know which color I should choose then, because I don't want it to crash with all of the colors in the blanket either. So I'm not sure yet. We'll see. But this is a lot of fun. I should weigh this. I have forgotten to do that. So I don't know how much it weighs, but I have to figure that out. So the colors, I will not tell you right now, because of course I'm using so many colors. I'm using 10 colors plus the marzipan for the border. So I have written it in my Ravelry, I think, the temperatures and the colors I'm using for each temperature. So if you are curious, you can look at my Ravelry page. If not, I will go through them all when this blanket is done, which will be next year. But I am really enjoying this. This is a lot of fun, and very I can't say that word. It's very easy. It's something I'm able to do. I think if I had knitted blanket with a lot of stitches back and forth in garter, for example, I know many people do that. That would not, I don't think I would finish it then, because I would get tired of it. But this is so easy. You can see I've started on June, and it's just it's one increase row and one normal knit row every day, which is easy. I mean, it goes by so fast. And on the last days of the month, of course, it's more stitches, but it's only it's only 66 stitches for each row for the most, or on the when I have all the stitches. So 66 times 4 is the most. Yeah, I hope you understand what I'm trying to say. I can't find the words. But my temperature blanket. Then it's time to talk about my whips. So because of this sudden cast on with the Stornoway tee, I knit on this a lot, so I haven't knit too much on my other project. But I will show them to you. I have knit a little bit on my Friday tee by Petiteknit, which I'm knitting in BC Garn Biobalance in the color 1 Nature and 3 Grass. And I don't know how much I've knitted since my last episode. I should have put in Progress Keeper, but I have forgotten to do so. But here it is. This is going to be another great like throw on tee, I think. This is so squishy and lovely, and this yarn, talked about it several episodes in a row now, but I love the BC Garn Biobalance. It's such a great summer yarn. I know it's a little bit wool in here, but I live in Norway, so yeah. We can get warm days, of course, but often we are around 20 to 25 degrees, so it won't get really, really hot here. Yeah, and we go in t-shirts when it's 15, 16 degrees too, so because we're Norwegian. So this will be a great top for that, I think. A little bit tired of this, knitting on this, I have to admit. It's broken rib. It's very easy. It's very easy. I don't need the pattern right now when I'm just knitting on the body. But this is more like I really want the finished project, but I don't really love knitting on it. I have to say. But I really want to be done with it, so I have to see. I'm going on a trip next week. I'm going to England in next Thursday. Today's Thursday, so next week. And I would love to have this as a tee that I can wear. But I am not sure I will be able to do that. We'll see. Right now I have to wine, is that what you call it? I need to make a skein into a ball of yarn. So yeah, because I have no more left of the nature color in, so I have to fix that. Yeah. Anyway, I'm knitting the size small on needles 2.5 and 3 millimeters, US 1.5 and 2.5. I have done a lot of, or not modifications, or yes, maybe, but I am off gauge again, and I had to do a lot of changes to the, I haven't increased as much as I should for the size, and I've done some things. So I have tried to write that in my Ravelry page, and I talked a little bit about it in my last episode, if you're interested. But I just try to adjust this so it fits me. Hopefully it fits okay. I hope so, because this is so lovely. The fabric is amazing. So that's my Friday tee. Let's see if I can finish this in the next week. I have a few other things I need to do too, so let's see. I'm also knitting on my Ravenna sleeveless. I test knit that for Michele Frazzetta, and yeah, in a BC Garn Biobalance that I just showed you in the nature color. I knit the first one, and then I wanted to cast on a new one. And by the way, that pattern is released today. Today is the 4th of June, So maybe this episode will come out today if I'm able to edit and everything. But it's at least it's out today. So take a look if you're interested. Highly recommend the pattern so much that I cast it on again. This time I'm using hand-dyed yarn. This is from Lille Rille, Norwegian hand dyer, and this beautiful color is the pumpkin cinnamon rolls color in thin merino, which is a sock yarn. Haven't knitted too much on this either, but this is going to be so lovely, I think. Let me see. There's a lot of strands here. The yarn is... Let's just show you. I don't know if you can see the lace very well, but let's try. So it's this pointel-like pattern, and also there are Estonian buttons. It's a little bit like bubbles, but not really not. Bubbles are a lot more stressful to knit, I think, but these are very easy to knit, and it really makes it a beautiful little pattern. Or yeah. So I am really excited to finish this too. It goes by really slow for me, but just because I have so many things I want to knit on. But this is going to be such a great vest to have for summer. I am short on yarn, so I hope I will be able to knit it as long as I need it to. It's hard to adjust because I need to have enough yarn for the button band and for the little neck band and for the edges on the armholes, and I don't really know how much yarn I need for that. I should have figured that out, but yeah, I'll knit up this for the body and see how far I can get. And then I know I can use a little bit of this for the body too, maybe half. And then I have to, yeah. I just hope it all works out. That's my hope. I'm knitting the size 3 on 2.5 and 3 millimeter needles, US 1.5 and 2.5. And as I say, this pattern is out today. I highly recommend it. It's a beautiful, beautiful pattern by Michele Frazzetta. And it's also possible to knit the top, which both of them are in the pattern. So you can choose, or you can knit both. That's a possibility too. But then I need some travel knits, since I'm going to be on planes and I'm going to travel around a few places in England, and I think we need to maybe sit on a bus or a taxi or something, and I need something to knit. So I cast on the Key Sweater Man by Petiteknit, because my oldest son is turning 20 in July. I cannot believe it. But because I'm of course too young to have a grown-up son, I feel like. But that's a new era. But he is very, very, he loves my knitted sweaters, which makes my mom heart really happy. So I will knit him a new sweater. And I am knitting him the Key sweater in Drops Cotton Merino. So I am using number 16 Jeans Blue and number 8 Marine. So I'm using this as the main color and this as the color work color. And I'm knitting the size 1 extra small. And I'm knitting on 3.5 and 4 millimeter needles, which I have forgot to write up what that is in US terms, but I will write it on screen for you. And this is going to be a very light and lovely sweater, I think. I'm not very far, but I've just started the color work, so you can hardly see it. I hope these two colors will look okay together. Yeah. I think there's a double folded color in the pattern. I didn't do that. I just went for yeah, I don't know how many rows I've knitted the ribbing in, but I didn't want to fold the color because this is 50% cotton and 50% wool, I think, isn't it? So it's a very summery yarn for us in Norway anyway. 50% wool, 50% cotton, yes. So it's a very light sweater. So I thought that, yeah, even though I have a small double fold collar on this one, I didn't think it needed that for this one. And he also wants 3/4 sleeves, so not very long sleeves. So it's going to be a very spring, summer appropriate sweater for him. It's a very easy pattern, simple color works, and it's a raglan, very easy, very nice. But anyway, I don't think I'm going to take this with me because I think it's going to be too much hassle with doing color work when I'm traveling. So I changed my mind. So I decided to cast on something else that I maybe will bring with me, because why not? So I was gifted a pattern from a fellow Norwegian knitting podcaster, and she has not released this pattern, but she's gifted it to a few people, and I was one of the lucky people to receive it. It's called Kari Annes sommertopp. Kari Annes sommertopp. By Anniina Juuti, and I found some yarn in my stash because I have a lot of Filcolana Avetta that I bought off a D stash a while ago. So I found the color 361 Madeira Rose, and there it's a striped top, so I'm going to use 354 light truffle for the stripes. I hope these two colors will look okay together. And I have just started, or you can say I have started and I have ripped back because I changed my mind about the raglan stitches. It's a very easy top-down raglan. The pattern has a rolled edge on the neck. I didn't want that, so I did a ribbing instead with twisted or half twisted rib. Just a short collar. And then you're not supposed to have any like raglan stitches. You're just supposed to increase on either side of the marker, but I didn't like how that looked, maybe because of the way I'm doing the increases. I don't know if I'm doing it wrong. I don't think so. I always do it like that, but I decided I want to try and have some raglan stitches, and it says in the pattern as well that you can do that if you want to. It's like a recipe, sort of, so you can use the numbers and the measurements and then kind of do your own thing. So I decided to go for three raglan stitches, and I think that looks very nice. And then of course I'm doing the increases the same way, but I feel like it looks better. Yeah, so just started because I ripped back because of that I didn't really like how my increases looked. So I hope that it looks better now. And I'm not engaged on this either. Duh. I am so bad at that. That always happened to me, especially with summer garments. Yeah. So I'm knitting on 2. No, I'm knitting the size 2. I should probably have knitted size 3, 4 or something. But I'm knitting on 2.5 and 2.75 millimeter needles, US 1.5 and 2. I think this will be a nice, another nice, like easy, cheap summer t-shirt to wear. And I don't know, can I wear this color? Hopefully. Yeah. And I hope I have enough yarn. I have 3 balls of this Vilcolana Vetta, but only about 30 grams of this. But I think it will be enough. Hopefully. So that's another thing that I cast on. Then I saw that beautiful Anniina Juuti had another beautiful lace sock that she has designed, and that she needed test knitters for it. So I applied. I had no business applying, but I really wanted to knit these beautiful lace socks. And since I always want to have socks on the needles, I felt like it was okay. And I was so lucky to be chosen to test knit that beautiful sock. So I have cast on the sweet buttercup sock. I cast on with some yarn that I have dyed myself, and that I don't really know the thickness of, but I thought it was fingering or sport, because I thought it was sisu, sun and sisu, that I had dyed myself. So I started to knit the first size, which I am test knitting on needles 2.25 millimeters US 1. And I knitted for quite a while, and then I realized that this is probably more of a DK. I'm not sure what it can be, but I knitted the socks. I thought this goes by too fast. This is not fingering, it goes too fast. But I knitted the sock done because it fits me very, very well. And I decided to actually, because I've tried it on before I knit the foot, and I decided that I'm going to give these away. So I just knitted a shorter foot. But this is the beautiful lace. And then it has a fun heel with seed stitch. So it is a heel flapping gusset, but with seed stitch, and it also has this seed stitch ribbing in the front. It's a really, really beautiful lace, and not really beautiful on this. I feel like it didn't look as good, but you will see that I, of course, could not use this as my test because this is all wrong. So I found a beautiful Vilcolana Vetta in a color in 141 Alaskan blue, a beautiful blue. I just love blue lately. I took on my chestnut tea, which is a little bit darker blue, hand-dyed yarn. Beautiful, beautiful. And I thought, oh, this looks really good. I don't know if it's just that I really like blue, or if it's I fit blue to wear blue, but I want more blue tops, I've decided. But now I'm knitting blue socks, and now it really looks much better, I think. So I'm still knitting on 2.25 millimeter US 1 and still on size 1. And this looks so much better. So good. So I'm having fun knitting these. It goes by really fast. I knitted this last afternoon. And now I'm done with the decreases after my heel flap and gusset. So I am going to start the other one, I think. and just knit that maybe today. And then I want to put them both on the same needle, because then I can knit them both at the same time, so I get them the same length without having to count. So this is the beautiful Sweet Buttercup socks by Anniina Juuti, which will come later in June, maybe? I'm not quite sure. Yeah. So far, I'm really enjoying these beautiful lace socks. I mean, Anniina Juuti really has some beautiful lace socks. Really enjoy knitting these. I don't have any yarn joy to show you today, but I did organize my stash last week, and I made a little episode about it. And I also found a lot of patterns, so I made myself a queue in Ravelry. Found patterns for a lot of the yarn that I have, and made plans. So if you are interested to watch what I found in my stash and what I have found, what patterns I found, take a look at that. I will link it up here, and of course in the description box below. So if you're interested in getting some inspiration through my yarn organizing, then take a look. Yeah, but that is everything I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching, for being here with me, and for listening to me talk about yarn and knitting, which I love so much. And I imagine that you do as well if you are still here. As I say, I'm going to England next week. Very excited for that. I really love the UK. I think it's beautiful over there, and I'm excited to see some new places where I haven't been before. So I'm going with a friend who is from the UK, so she has made this beautiful program for me, and a lot of other beautiful ladies that also is going on this trip, so I'm very excited. So hopefully I will get to go to some yarn stores. Hopefully, we'll see. And if I do, I will try and maybe get some footage. We'll see what I'm able to do. But it might be, maybe it will be 3 weeks until I come back here. I have to see a little bit how much knitting I will be able to do over the next few weeks. But I will be here, and if you would like to get notified when I put up a new episode, then please consider subscribing. That helps me out a lot, and you will also get notified when I put up a new episode. Or give me a thumbs up, that also helps a lot if you like this episode, and leave a comment. That is also very nice to hear from you guys and hear what you are knitting on. It's also always very lovely and inspire me a lot. Yeah, so I hope that you're well, and whatever weather you have and whatever your day looks like, I hope that you take some time for yourself and have make yourself a nice cozy moment in the chaos that we have around us, and knit on something fun or sew, or whatever you love to do, whatever craft you love to do. Yeah. Find something that you really love and enjoy, and make yourself a good day. Okay guys, until next time, take care of yourself and take care of the people around you, and I will talk to you again in a few weeks. Bye my friends.